A new exterior paint job could last for 15 years or longer if you use quality materials, apply them carefully, and prepare all the surfaces properly. In this video, we'll cover surface preparation, cleaning, priming, and painting techniques for many different types of wood siding and trim. Keep in mind that different materials may require different painting and preparation techniques. And if the exterior of your home is stucco, brick, or stone, you should follow instructions that are specific to masonry. Exterior painting requires certain weather conditions, so be sure to keep an eye on the forecast in your area. Dry conditions with little to no wind, humidity from 40% to 70%, and temperatures from 60 degrees to 80 degrees Fahrenheit are considered ideal. If your house was built before 1978, for your safety and the safety of your neighbors, be sure to follow the EPA's guidelines for lead paint. Before you begin, you'll want to make sure that you can easily access all of the home's exterior surfaces. Wherever necessary, cut back tree limbs or bushes to provide access. Tie back foundation plants using twine, and turn off and cover air conditioning units. Dirt and mold can build up on a house's exterior over time. The first step to painting is to clean the surface. A pressure washer with TSP or a substitute TSP cleaner can be a good tool to remove dirt. Run the washer with light pressure to be sure you don't damage any surfaces. On clapboards and shingles, aim the sprayer down, not up. Follow the manufacturer's instructions and be sure to wear gloves and safety glasses. The detergent should do most of the work. Allow it to sit for 10 minutes before rinsing it off. For real dirty areas, use a scrub brush. Once the house is clean, allow it to dry thoroughly and scrape off any loose paint. You'll probably need different types of scrapers to get into small areas. For larger areas, you may consider renting a power scraper. If you use chemical strippers, heat guns, or infrared heaters, be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions to prevent damage to the siding and trim. These tools will soften the paint, but you'll still need to use a scraper. When you're done, test the area with your fingernail to see if you can still pull up any loose flakes. After the loose paint has been removed, it's time to sand. Use a random orbital sander with 80 grit sandpaper. You don't need to remove all of the existing paint. You just want to feather the edges of the paint with the wood to create a smooth surface. Once sanded, run your hand over it to make sure that the surface is smooth. Some areas may not need the same level of sanding as others, so use your best judgment. Be sure to set any nails and repair any rotten wood or cracked window glazing before you paint. Next, you'll need to prime the surface. The primer coat is very important because it bonds tightly to the siding and provides a perfect substrate for the new paint. If the new paint color will be similar to the old color and there are only a few rough spots, you may be able to spot prime limited areas. But if the new color will be very different or the house hasn't been painted for years, you'll need to prime the entire house. For priming, you can use a brush, sprayer, or roller. But if you choose a sprayer or roller, it's a good idea to back brush the surface to work the primer into the wood to ensure good adhesion. Once the primer is dry, caulk any gaps in the siding and window trim. The caulk will seal these openings and prevent water and air from entering the house. With all of the prep work done and the caulk dry, you can finally start painting. Using a trim brush, apply the paint to the windows and trim and work your way down from the top of the house to the bottom. Paint the window sash first. Start from the inner part of the window and work your way out. Take care not to paint the window closed. Cut in around the window panes as best you can. You can mask all of the glass first or cut the paint in by hand. Dried paint can be scraped from the glass using a scraper. Use an angled brush to paint the trim. Repeat this process for a second coat, following the paint manufacturer's guidelines for dry time. For the siding, work from the top down using a sprayer, roller, or brush. A sprayer will apply the paint quickly, but to prevent overspray, you'll need to spend extra time masking off many areas of the house. Spray in small sections, then back brush to smooth out the layer and ensure it adheres to the primer coat. If you choose to use a roller, work in small sections and back brush here as well. If you choose to brush the entire surface, you can avoid creating overlapped marks by keeping a wet edge. This means that you should re-wet the feathered edge of the previously painted section with each new stroke. No matter which method you choose, work in small sections from the top down. Repeat the process for the second coat and be sure to follow the manufacturer's guidelines for drying time. Exterior painting can make a dramatic difference in your home's appearance, but remember, the key to a beautiful and long-lasting finish is to prepare the surface properly. These steps take time and effort, and they often require specialty equipment like ladders, scaffolding, or boom lifts. If you're not sure that you have the skills, tools, or time to do all the necessary steps, you may want to hire a professional painter.